Okay, we're going to do some activities that you might do around the house and for your hand. And you can use these as exercises to improve your hand function. So for the first one I'm going to show you is the cup. So you don't have to have anything in it for your practice. And then as you get better, you can add a little bit of fluid and a little bit more so that you get used to handling fluid in your cup. Okay. So put the cup at a height that you can reach with your shoulder comfortably, and you want to open up the hand before you get to the cup, hold around it, lift it up, and try to get it as close as you can to your mouth. Try to tip the cup upwards, so it's a little bit of movement with the wrist, and you might need to bring your chin down if you can't quite get as far with your arm. Okay. And then pretending to drink, we're going to put it back down. Put your hand back on your lap before you start again, because the whole movement is to grab the cup as well. Okay, so that includes reaching forward, open the hand, and it has to open wider than the cup, then closing around the cup, lift it up, tilting, and drinking and putting it back down. So practice that a few times. And if you are able to do it in both hands, that's even better. Just gives you some options in case the cup is closer or easier to get to with the other hand. Drinking from a cup should be an ambidextrous activity, so long as both of your hands are working well. Another activity you can do with both hands is wiping your face. I'm just going to use this face washer. And again, you don't have to even use a wet face washer. It can be dry just for your practice. And you're going to try to dab your face with it. So you might just start off being able to reach your neck or your body. See if you can get to your chin, your cheeks, your nose, maybe even up to your eyes and the top of your forehead. You can also practice this in the shower. Obviously can make your shower take a long time. So you can try practicing up and down your arm, on your leg, on your tummy, chest. And if you can do the same side of your body, that's good too. It does require a little bit more range. Normally I'd say just swap to the other hand and then try the other arm with it. That's a fairly natural thing to do. Other leg with the other hand, so crossing the body. And if you're able to lean forward, go down the leg and come back up, even better. If your arm range allows, you can get underneath your arm and start to do your underarm and also the side of your trunk. And again, if your range allows, you can get onto the top of your shoulder and the back of your neck. But to begin with, the best place to start is the other forearm, across the chest and neck. And it's really useful to be able to pat your own face for meal times, for after you've brushed your teeth and things like that. Speaking of brushing your teeth, that's our next activity. So put the toothbrush somewhere. At the moment my table is very messy with lots of different things. But have the toothbrush, someone place a toothbrush where you can reach it, reaching forward, and again, grasping the toothbrush here. You may need to pick it up before you turn it in your hand, so it might not get to the right place initially, but you'll try to learn to turn the toothbrush in your hand till it gets to the right orientation. So the toothbrushes normally have a little spot for your fingers and thumb to grip. And then we want to get it up, and obviously the easiest ones to do are the front teeth. Okay, so see how we go getting the front teeth, and lower teeth are usually easier than upper teeth. So let's try lower teeth on the opposite side of the hand we're using. So in my case, I'm using my right hand. It's going to be easier to get to the bottom left teeth. And then try the bottom right teeth. And now we're going to just adjust the orientation of the brush. So if we turn it around, It'll help you get to the top teeth now. And if you can spend about 10 seconds on each side, you'll get through all your teeth, and then you can put it back down again. You can do that exercise with both hands. So you can see most people brush with their dominant hand, but if you don't have a choice, you might need to learn to brush with your non-dominant hand. Combing your hair. So that's another activity for getting ready or personal grooming. And again, have someone place all these items where you can reach them, otherwise it makes it very difficult to even start. And again, this is where orientation of the comb or brush will need to be adjusted. So you'll need to learn to move it with your thumb and fingers and move it around. The other way to move it around is with your wrist. You can just turn and face it that way, and trying to comb. So the combing of the front of the hair is going to be easiest, so start with that. And if you can only get to the front, that's okay. It's a good place to start. If you can start to get to the back, you'll have to start by turning your head to get to the side and synchronizing the turn of your head with the movement of your hand. Okay, so if you can spend a few minutes doing that, that's also another handy one to do. Often it's hard to reach the top of your head, so washing your hair might be quite a difficult task and you might need to get some help with that one. But just starting to reach up the hand onto the head is a good way to start that. And a lot of times, if you haven't lost any neck range, you can do bending the neck forward to assist the lack of arm range. Another activity to do, which is for your hands and your fingers, is to open a book or a magazine. So just practice turning the pages. You can use a little rubber fingertip or thumb tip to help you to select the pages like that. Another tip was to use like a squishy ball. Sometimes they have a little bit of silicone on the outside that makes it grippy, and you can use that to grip and turn the pages. A little bit more tricky is the pegs. So you might have seen lots of people using pegs. Just depending on how strong the pegs are in your house, you might need to have someone go shopping for you and get some easy pegs, but pressing the pegs open is a good activity. So I'd usually start with thumb and index finger and just pushing down to open them. That's the most common way people open pegs. Sometimes you need 2 fingers on top. But as an exercise, just to strengthen each finger, moving it along to each finger is another helpful activity to strengthen the fingers like that. And you should definitely be doing it with both hands because you need strong fingers on both sides, dominant and not dominant sides. This can be a tricky one to do on your own. You might need to save this activity for when you have some help, or you can do it on your lap. You don't have to have it way up in the air like I just did. I just did that to show you. And our last one that I've got for today is drawing or writing. And pre-drawing or writing is just making lines. So the first thing to do if you're just starting on your writing or returning to writing journey is to get a wide pen or crayon or pencil that's easy to grip. Okay, the small, narrow, thin things are obviously harder, and you can get better grip with a wider object. You can have things that go over your pen to make the grip easier, so little foam handles and sleeves to make that easier. So firstly, I'll just show you up here, but rest your hand on the page. This allows you to anchor the hand at one point, Okay, and then just try making some straight lines across. Doesn't matter if the lines go over the other lines, it's still a straight line. Okay, then you can try moving your hand and doing it on another bit of the page. So I'm starting with horizontal lines, and then you want to try some vertical lines as well. So just trying to make them parallel, and if you can, make them across the whole page. Up and down, long movement. So I've just shown you that with the book upright, but if you can do it on your lap, it's probably a more functional way anyway. So moving your hand across the page to make horizontal lines. Don't worry if it's not completely perfect. The idea is that you can get better at these exercises and you will see improvement the more you practice. After horizontal lines, obviously comes some circular lines. So see if you can make some circles, or at least part circles, even if you can't get it right the way around, and go both directions. Okay, so clockwise and anti-clockwise. If you're already up to writing, then obviously practicing letters and writing words is the next step, but that's just a very simple way of getting into the writing or coloring. Okay, thank you.